Hello, I'm jakepeter, and welcome back to another episode of the Indie Minute. Today, I'm bringing you Bastion. Now, Bastion is made by Supergiant Games, and it's a platforming kind of shooter type game where you gotta defeat the enemies and go through the terrain. And the terrain is brought up in a very interesting way where it's generated as you're walking towards it. So it's very great, and I just love how the game plays out. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. It's a lovely game, and it's going to be said over and over probably, but
is supposed to start at the beginning.
It's one of my favorite indie games.
Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble.
Yeah, so the narrator
forms up under his feet as if pointing the way.
The narrator is one of the biggest parts of this game on why it's as famous as it's made it.
Just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion.
And this game does have controller support, which I am using right now, of course. But it's actually a lot faster gameplay if you use your mouse and keyboard. Now, I'm used to mouse and keyboard, but I'm showing off just how the controls are like this. And so you can actually see the enemy's health below them in this game. That's how you see what's going on. And we got our pea shooter. So you have your main weapon and then your secondary weapon, which fire in different ways. Yeah, it's very great how this all works. Now there are a handful of glitches in this game, as any game does have, but I'm not going to.
Kid finds a memento from a girl.
Not going to do much.
Always used to fancier. A school of squirts tunnels up around them.
So yeah, these are the simple beginning enemies. That other one, I don't remember what that quite was, but it's an enemy. When you speedrun a game, you don't necessarily know everything about the game, but it's very interesting on how it all goes through.
Inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender.
Oh, whoops! Took out Rondi.
Got him for his drinking.
I'm sorry, brah.
Then kid finds
you can destroy a lot of things in this game. Now we got our shield. I don't remember which button this goes off of. Okay. Left trigger to defend. That's not something I'm going to do a whole lot of, but it's great how it all goes off. There we go. We got a little bit of damage taken down. Those teal. You can't have more than 3 of this thing on right now, but that's all right. We'll play through the first 2 levels for this Indie Minute review. You can actually destroy these before those enemies come out, which is wonderful in how it all works out. Yeah, it's a wonderful game, and I highly recommend you to pick it up. It's $15, but this game has come out this game has been out for a while, and it regularly goes on sale. So if you can't afford $15 for an indie game, which I understand not all of us can, but I would definitely pay full price for this game, because that's how good of a game this is. I know not everybody thinks the same way, but I know, especially if you can start making money, then it makes sense.
He gets a good look at things on his way
be able to pay for things full price. But this is actually one of the longest levels. It's not the longest level, but it is one of the longer levels. Oops. Okay, so that's a little better than the pea shooter, this weapon. This game will get a lot of different weapons in it, and you can actually upgrade them. If you go too fast, you can actually fall down in these levels, which is unfortunate.
Bad news
and we have our specials, which you can only use so many of them.
He's a mighty fast learner, and then he falls to his death.
But yeah, this narrator's great. So that's not as easy as the pea shooter.
Right back at you.
Oh, and yeah, Y button heals you up. There we go.
He finds the distillery right next to the arsenal.
This is where we have things.
Part of town.
So we can use all of these things. They have their own different abilities. Started as a bathroom prank, but evolved into become popular with miners and scrape workers. Absorb stray fragments, 10% critical hit, 10 plus 10 max health. Now, when you level up, you get access to all of those different things. When you get to the arsenal, you can actually swap out your weapons. So we had the Fang Repeater, the Kill Hammer. We had the Kill Hammer here. You can choose what to put them on as your secondary and main, as well as your different thing. Whirlwind is definitely one of the better specials to have, so we're going to hold on to that one.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn
we can destroy whatever we feel like. This would stop them from coming back out, but it's going to just be no use if we can just do this. So we'll take this dude out because there's no reason for him to be in here. Wow. There we go. So yeah, you can actually use your shield to redirect the hits at the enemies. It's kind of fun when you just like snap it into place when they aren't even thinking about it. If we can destroy this, that'd be awesome. Now there's a big guy going to come out.
Kid, don't go down that easy.
Oops. Okay. You only get so many extra lives, of course, in this game. And I probably could have used a special, but oh well.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled
Chunk of alloy.
fills the air.
So there's a... I normally don't play this level through because there's a big glitch to let you skip this entire area, which is perfectly fine with me. It deals with that big guy and he hits you. We can show it off actually, if I can get it right. Yeah, it has to deal with him dealing so much damage to you. And you go through there. But yeah, we're going to defeat this normally. And see what they have to say about that. Because who cares about doing it proper? Who cares about doing this proper? Are we healing proper? Do we need to take this out before we can go through? As I said, I'm not super familiar with this part because I would speedrun it a lot, but there we go. We got exactly what we needed.
The core to the wharf district. He steals the city's
What do we have at the end over here?
as well.
You can actually fall here, or it's fine. Oh, hey, look, level 2. It's lovely.
Kid has a feeling he better get a move on.
Yeah, if we fall, we're good. So I don't remember if we fall at the end of this level, but there's no...
Down he goes. Down.
Oh well, we
toward
fell
the
at one
Bastion.
point or not. We fell at one point or not.
Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell.
Then he'll tell us about all these different
There's a bit
things.
of the Bastion's power
We'll
in
look
that
at the city
crest.
crest.
Enough to point the way to the cores.
The cores. Then we have the core, which is talking about in the middle on this crystal beret. The crystal beret was something we found earlier, memento. Mementos are not, they're like the collectibles in this game, so they're not needed, but you're able to be told about all these different things as you do it. And looky here, a
Just
monument.
like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use.
So what
Now
all
the
these extra
Bastion
spots
can
are
send
for
it
is
even
like if
farther.
it's like an arsenal,
The
distillery,
wild unknown.
and all these other things, like a lost and found as well. They're just the many different things you get to add.
Kid ponders what to build.
So we get to add one of these for the one core we have now, right? So we'll add a distillery just because we have to.
Makes time
We'll check
to
it out.
sample spirits from my
We can actually add
personal
all these other
supply.
new things in here. Let's see what we can add. 100% critical hit
Where
chance.
whiskey
Okay.
has no sin.
I don't know what the
tastes like
chance
a
is,
pepper
but it's
boot heel.
really cool.
It's
We
not
could go
for
exploring a little
everyone.
bit more, but there's not much to explore in the Bastion in of itself. So there's our Bastion. That's the level we just beat. There's these proving grounds. I've never actually gone into the proving grounds, but they're to let you help with your aim and whatnot. And so this will tell you if you have cores or if it's going to be shards, which is later in the game. You'll figure out what shards are there.
Now he lands at the
They replace the
intersection
cores when they
between
need to.
bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets.
So we have all these different streets. I know which one it is, but we're going to go exploring just to show you what this game has to offer.
Feeding off the city's own trash.
And so,
And there he
this is a giant
the
scumbag.
oldest scumbag of them all.
And we'll find out
Marshall.
that thing is not actually down on this path because it's not where it is. And we find out, nope, okay, this path was wrong. This path was wrong, but there was some extra little bits of fighting for us that we got to go check out.
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge.
Okay, we'll take you out because that's what I feel like doing here.
Inside
Oh, and
the
we got a
forge,
forge.
Kid can fine-tune those instruments of his.
So, Kale Hammer upgrade, if we can get into it. If we have the 250, which it does not seem we have. Let's earn 250 and
Core
see if we
ain't
can
either, so he's gotta
go do
guess
what
again.
we can. We might be able to get 250 if we defeat enough of these enemies in the area. I think we can do something about that.
Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live.
Oh,
tending to his
so the
flock.
foreman used to live. I like how I'm not even using what I have to offer to everyone. As I said, I think we'll get up to 250 by the time this is all done. Will that just jump in?
And
there we go.
It is, but it's locked down tight.
That was unfortunate. Here we go. Let's use this.
Check, almost like he's showboating.
Oh my gosh, he wants to take me down. I'm not okay with that. We grab this and then actually heals us, and everybody's actually friends with us.
But it's too tough to fall.
Let's go see what we have at the one thing for us. See what happens. Yeah. Here we go. We can do one of two each way we go up on these upgrades. So 50% damage. I usually like going damage over crit because then that's like for sure damage you're going to go for. And when you go for crit, it's just like when you do hit with a crit, it'll be increased damage, but it's not worth it typically over the likes of other things. Can we destroy this? We might not be able to destroy that. Okay. That is loose and where we're supposed to go. But here you go. This is Bastion. There are so many more levels and everything for you to explore with. And we'll go a little bit further.
Monument's calling for it.
But yeah, there's all these things. We'll throw this back into the monument.
Kid does it again.
We'll see another thing for us to go into. And there's just many different things that this Bastion will fill up with, and it's mighty great to go and explore. It's not that long of a game. I think you can... I don't want to spoil the amount of hours, but it's not super long, but it's not super short. It's definitely in the right amount of hours that you want to be playing a game like this in, because it doesn't get repetitive. From when I played it, it was great, which is why I actually chose this game to be a great game to speedrun, which in the speedrun, I think right now the lowest is like 14.5 minutes or so, and I know I beat the game in 17 or so minutes, so that's kind of crazy. And just seeing how broken this game can get. There's glitches, which you can only perform if you know what you're doing, so it's not really that bad, and the mechanics are just different more than I've ever seen anything before. But yes, thank you for watching this episode of the Indie Minute, and until next time, everyone, make sure you subscribe so you can see more content like this, like to help spread that positivity, and until next time, peace.